My mom never deserved what she went through, but I am glad and glory be to God that she is happy and back on her feet. She dealt with depression. I do not want to say depression dealt with her. It was so bad. Danielle Edochie, the first child of Yo and May. She is a young lady that has seen what life could bring. And I am sure she has learned one or two things from all that happened between her father and mother. Divorce is not something that is new. It is not. But if your father or your parents' divorce or the saga surrounding it is on social media and it is disgraceful, it's a mockery, I'm sure that you know how it feels as a young lady or as a young person, a young man in school among your peers. When they look at you, when they speak, the first thing that comes to your mind is maybe they are talking about me. They are talking about my parents. It is so sad. Well, Danielle, she's reacting to the return of her mother from her US and Europe tour back to Nigeria. Danielle is happy that her mother is happy. You know, it reflects on the children when parents are not happy. When parents are going through divorce or they are going through internal crisis or whatever it is, it reflects on the children. And obviously, she also goes to her father's page to read. She knows what her father does better than us. I mean, she understands her father better than us. We might speculate at times, apart from some info that are legit that we get. She knows that if my mom posts this picture, my dad will react this way. This is how my dad behaved. My dad is envious. My dad is this. You know how hurtful it is when you know, and the knowledge of what you know is not even helping you feel better. So May shared a lot of posts, pictures, and videos of her trip. And obviously we can see that she is making sure that happiness remain with her. She's comfortable, and I'm sure that once in a while she would have just thought about it like, with these good things happening, wish I had a peaceful and perfect family without ups and downs. Maybe it would have been much better. But then she will kind of go within and realize that if this man had not left, I would have been locked down, chained down inside a prison of no name, no achievement, no progress. But look at what's happening to her. She's flying high. She's leaping in bounds. I mean, it is clear. The difference is clear between night and day. The difference is clear between water and oil. The difference is clear. We all can see that progress is missing in the life of Yo Edochie and the Juju Austin, the Enugu bag of rice that he claimed, he said was to increase his finance. I don't know how that makes sense. Maybe it makes sense to you. I know some people involve or engage themselves in polygamy, and they say the reason why they are into this is to increase their finances, to increase their economy, increase their capital, whatever that means. But if you marry a liability, how then do you increase? How do you improve your economy? How do you improve your finance? Does it make sense? It does not make sense at all. So you, Edochie, got it wrong. When you want to engage in some venture, such as polygamy or whatever it is, you probably would have sat down and you will count the cost. You will look at the implication. You will look at the before and after effect of it. Long-term, short-term goal. You will look at it. What will I achieve moving my legs into the life of Juju Austin? If it is a mistake, honest mistake, it's a different thing. You know, there are times that people make mistakes, like they have a wife and they are out there, and all of a sudden there is this lady that they see every time. She's so nice to them because she has a purpose to achieve, she has a goal to achieve, and they get cozy one way or the other, and eventually they begin to straff themselves. And before you say, Jack Robinson, maybe, let's say, I'm just assuming, maybe the first one happened and mistakenly she got pregnant and she said, okay, you guys agreed, and she took it off. And you, being a nonchalant human being, or someone who you felt like, okay, anyhow, the second one knocks, and you are like, okay, let's do the same thing that we did. And the woman is like, no, sorry, I'm not going to do this one again. That could, you could look at that and be like, okay, but in the case of you, Edochie, they've been on this thing for 11 years. 11 years, subtract 11 years, subtract 10 years from the life of Danielle that is wishing her mom and happy with her mother. Subtract it from her age, and you realize how long and what age Danielle was when you, Edochie. You realize the age of their last son. You realize the age of Kambi, that RIP. Kambi would have been 17 this year. You see what I'm saying? So take 10 years from Kambi's life. That would be 7. So whilst Kambi was 7, you, Edochie, was poncreoing, it was doing these things. It's so sad. It's so terrible. And Judy Austin, knowing that the world was watching, she said, if I saw you, Edochie, while I was still married. Madam, just shut your mouth. So Danielle is celebrating her mother. She's happy, and I'm kind of sure that soon she will also be moving around the world with her, with the mother, And children, they need to, at this point, she needs to learn what they call politics. Yes, politics. She cannot be too, harsh on her father. At the beginning, when the whole thing broke out, she was angry. She even changed her surname. She did a lot of things as a form of protest, which is understandable. She did all of those things at that time. But then she probably realized at the end of the day that life must continue. My dad has done what he has done, but I cannot fight my father to die. Okay, I don't like what he did. That's one thing again, regardless of whatever it is, apart from a man that is trying to take your mother's life, or a woman that is trying to take your father's life. I mean, two people, your parents. If such is in it, I mean, if such is being played out and you are very sure, you are 100% certain, not someone told you, I mean, you saw, that's a different, then you can really cut off from such a person, regardless of if they are your parents. But women should not use children as a weapon, as a tool to fight their ex. It is wrong. It is bad, because you are not giving those kids a proper, what will I call it? A proper foundation. You will turn their life upside down. It is not right. Yes, they can see. You can point out this and that. This is, in fact, they know, probably if they are of this age, they know what happened and how all of these things are. But you have to be careful. You don't push them. You don't kind of compel them to now begin to insult their father and say, because hey, what will happen to those children? Should the man get angry, even if he's not angry, if he doesn't say nothing, what will happen to those children? It's more or less like your marriage is broken for one reason or the other, and you have decided to break your children's life. So you can't, regardless of the misunderstanding between you and your spouse, you cannot use your children as a tool to fight. It does not work. The children will have to learn how to, in fact, that's the politics. That's when you begin to learn politics. You know the kind of politics that we know, where you are on this side, you're on that side. You just like what she has done. She has said good things about her mother, which is true. At times, she could say some things to her father, which she is just saying just to assuage her father, just to make the man feel good, not because she means it. And there are times that she will look back like, oh, my dad did this for me, or my dad is doing this for me, regardless of what is happening between my dad and my mother. You see how these things are. So, guys, what are your thoughts as regards this one? Drop your comment, like, and share. See you guys in the next update.